making a comeback. If you've been here for a while, I know you've seen this bike before, done a rig rundown on it. It's featured in a few race videos and some race footage as well. Today I'm talking about a recent upgrade I did on it, which was changing out the factory wheels for a set of aftermarket carbon wheels. Now I've gone with the negative split carbon NS60s. Full disclosure, I am a part owner of NS Carbon, but I took the Giant SLR wheel set off and replaced it with the NS Carbons, and from memory that wheel set had a 65mm on the back and a 42 on the front. So here now I've got 60mm front and rear, and this wheel set is a little bit wider as well, and then it's got the upgrade of the DT Swiss 350 hubs rather than the Giant SLR hubs. Now I didn't think it'd make much of a difference making this swap. I was really guilty of just thinking carbon wheels are carbon wheels, but I was so wrong. As soon as I put these 60s on, I just noticed how much more stable the bike was, and actually how much faster I could ride. And I don't mean faster in terms of average speed, I mean faster going down hills and stability going down hills. Now I don't know if I had a bad set of SLR wheels from Giant, but they were horrifically unstable, and if I got to 50 k's an hour they just started wobbling and shaking, to the point that I'd have to brake and slow down because I just thought I was going to get thrown off the bike. This is a bog standard set of NS60s, straight out of the box. I didn't get a special set made for me or anything like that. These are the same wheels that get sent to customers. But the immediate thing I noticed was the balance, and sort of done a little bit of reading into wheel balancing, and there's some companies that do it, some companies that don't. We don't specifically focus on wheel balancing, but I have noticed an incredible difference between these wheels and the Giant wheels. As far as stability, you know, the other day I was riding down a hill. I looked down, I was doing in excess of 60 k's, and it didn't feel any different to riding normally at 30. Whereas if I was on the Giant SLR wheels, I don't think I ever got them to 60 k's because I was so scared I was just going to get thrown off the bike. I think the bike actually looks cooler with the deeper front on there, the 60 as opposed to the SLR 42. And then, I don't know, I quite like matching wheel sets on bikes rather than a deep rear and a shallow front, so I think this looks pretty cool. At the same time, I put the Continental GP5000 28mm tyres on, which I had GP5000s on before. They were 25mm, not 28, so a little bit less rolling resistance going up to the 28s, but they're a great tyre. And then, I don't know, I just love the look of the sort of tan wool on the black and orange frame. I think it's pretty slick. Another thing I actually wanted to touch on was the crosswind performance of this wheel set. People tend to sort of think that having deep section wheels makes a bike really unstable in the crosswinds. You know, in all honesty, the depth of the back wheel doesn't affect performance in crosswinds much at all. It's all really down to how deep the front wheel is, particularly at this leading edge. That's where the wind affects it the most. But then that's sort of negated by how heavy the rider is and how long the stem is. So pretty decent length stem on this bike, which, you know, helps smooth it out when the wind does hit the front here. I definitely notice the wind a little bit more than on the 42mm wheels, but you know, it's really not a concern and doesn't bother me much at all. So this has sort of become my all-purpose wheel set, and actually I put this wheel set on the bike in October last year, a couple of days before a race I had. That race was Iron Māori Tamaki, which was a triathlon in Auckland, and I think it was probably the worst conditions I've ever raced in. Really strong crosswinds coming off the water and driving rain, and I actually won overall. I had the fastest swim split, one of the fastest bike splits, and you know, it was so stable, never once felt out of control or anything like that. And then obviously had disc brakes for incredible braking performance in the wet. So look, overall super happy with this wheel set. I think even if a bike comes with factory carbon wheels, there's still room for improvement, and this has been a huge improvement to this bike. Really has taken it up to another level. So these wheels are available at nscarbon.com. check it out, and let me know in the comments what you think, if you've swapped wheels on your bike, if you think it's helped or hindered the bike's performance. It's a interesting discussion to have, but one that's definitely worth having, because there's always room for small improvements. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't subscribe, please subscribe. That'd be massive. It helps out a lot, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.